Welcome to a demonstration of Health Professions Education Solutions Clinical Lab Master. Clinical Lab Master is designed to allow you to easily schedule clinicals and lab activities for your program. It is a desktop application designed for internal use for you to schedule your activities for your health professions program. We begin with the clinical facility lab calendar. As you can see, I already have some events scheduled, and I want to add an event, and I also want to look at what's already scheduled. So I click on the date, and it comes up and shows me what events are already scheduled. I want to add another event, so I'm going to put a date. It's going to start at 1400 and go to 1800 from 2 to 6 p.m. This is going to be for my EMS 1019 course, and it's going to be another clinical. And I want to put in my term, and this one's going to be at OU Health Science Center. And I want them to all meet on the second floor. So I put that in there. Bring flu documentation. Anything you want to convey as far as regarding this activity, you want to put that in there. So if you want to tell them to bring something, or where to meet, or any other details, you can put in there and exactly what they're going to be doing. You can add that in your subject and activity as well. Another thing that is important is this little area down here where it shows where the event is displayed. You want to, by default, all activities and events display on your clinical facility calendar. You also want it to show up on your student and your faculty calendar, because I'm going to assign some students and faculty to this here in a few minutes, so I want that to be there. So I click Save and Close. My event is not showing up on my calendar. The reason being is I need to refresh my calendar. So I'm going to refresh it right quick, and you see my new activity is showing up from 2 to 6, EMS 1019 at OU Health Science Center. So I'm going to close that calendar, and I want to go in and I want to assign faculty to that activity. And I don't have any faculty assigned to that yet, so that's the reason that it's not showing up. So when you open it, you see your event or activity here, and I don't have a faculty member assigned to this. So I'm going to assign Karen Nolan. She's going to be my faculty member that's going to facilitate this clinical. She's going to be watching over the students and taking care of them. If I needed to add a faculty member, I'd click Add a Faculty Member. As you can see here, I have the individual faculty members listed. I can go down, add their initials, their name, and whether they're adjunct or full-time. You can also, if you want to put in a group, put in a short initials designating your group, and then a more complete description of what your group is. Say you want to assign all of your EMS faculty are going to be showing up for this clinical, and all of the full-time, you want to put that in there. You can do that as well. So you can use the faculty assignment either for individual or a group of faculty. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to close the form. Again, I'm going to refresh and see it'll show up that Karen Nolan is going to be the one facilitating this clinical. She's going to be overseeing. She's going to be our clinical instructor for this group. So when we're finished, we click close. Now I want to go and I want to add my students to this activity. So I'm going to click on my student. Again, it's not showing up there because I haven't assigned any students yet. So I'm going to go down here and I want to assign some students. So I'm going to click here and I want all of my EMS first semester. Whoops. I see there's my clinical. I also had a lab where I hadn't assigned students yet. So I'm going to go ahead and assign those. All my EMS first semester is going to go to that lab. And then this one I'm going to have my EMS 1019 Group A. That way, any students that are in that group, it will show up on their schedule or calendar. I'm going to click Save. I'm going to close. Again, I'm going to refresh it and see it shows up. So I have on my calendar, and it will display up to 5 activities or events. If you need to scroll down, you can click here and scroll the activities or events. If you want to see everything in all the detail, you click on the date itself and it will come up and show you more detail about it. So when you're finished, click close. Now I've created an activity, I've assigned faculty to that activity, and I've assigned students to that activity. So now what I want to do is print my schedules and print my forms. So I'm going to click here, and it brings up my schedules that I can print and I can share with other people, either by emailing, or I can print a hard copy and share to it. We have seven different schedules that you can print from within Clinical Lab Master. I'm just going to quickly go over. You have your semester term schedule, which is all of your activities, both clinical and lab, that are scheduled for this semester or term, and it's in date order, and then by location, and then by course number. So it tells you what time it starts and stops, what students are involved, and what faculty are involved. We also have a clinical facility schedule, which if you have a particular faculty member, if you need to send a schedule to your clinical facility so they know what dates and times students will be there, you can print out a clinical facility schedule. Again, it is broken down by facility, so you have a separate schedule for each facility. The next is a course schedule, and this will be important to the team leaders or the groups that are teaching a particular course. It breaks it down for their course only and pulls them out of calendar, whereas your calendar has every course, every clinical, every lab. You want a report that you can give just to that individual course leader so that they know what's going on with their uh, program, what you have scheduled for them. We also have a student calendar, and it will break it down by, again, by group or by individual student, and it tells them what days they have clinicals or labs scheduled, and what the start time, end time, the subject, what type of instruction, and what location or area that they need to be in. Then the next one is a faculty schedule, and just like the student schedule, it breaks it down by faculty member and gives them a schedule of their activities for the semester or term. So that gives, if you have adjunct faculty that are not on campus regularly, it gives you a schedule that you can email to them, or you can print and give them a hard copy. Also, if you have lab faculty that take care of your lab and facilitate the lab activities, you want to be able to give them a schedule that just has their labs in there. They don't need to be concerned with clinicals, but they do need a lab schedule so they know what they need to set up and when to expect and who to expect different groups in their lab to do these different activities. So this is the lab schedule. The final report or schedule that you can print from within Clinical Lab Master is a clinical schedule, and that just gives you a daily breakdown of what courses and what start time and end time and students and faculty are where they're going to be going for their clinical activities. So if you want to look at it a weekly schedule or whatever, you have it to pull up and you can easily view and see who's going where on that particular date. So these are all of the schedules and everything that you can print from within Clinical Lab Master. It is designed to allow you to easily schedule your clinicals and labs, and to keep track of them, and to be able to quickly and easily view what's going on where. And we are very pleased with Clinical Lab Master, and we think it will make your job a lot easier so that you can just quickly go in there, add a clinical, see who's where, who needs to go where, and then go from there. If you would like more information or would like a quote, please contact us at info@hpes-llc.com. We also can set up an online demonstration if you'd like, where we can answer more detailed questions and provide you with more insight into how Clinical Lab Master works. So please contact us at info@hpes-llc.com. We'd be glad to hear from you. Thank you.